So here we are on day 66. We're in the Opera House in Wellington, which is an old theatre, which is pretending to be an old theatre in the middle of New York sometime in 1933. But that's not why we're talking to you at the moment. We're actually doing the first web diary sequel. Now, the other day we did cameras, and then that sparked a lot of inquiries. Heinz, Al, Andrew and a bunch of other people said, oh well, that's nice, but what happens to the film after it leaves the camera? And so we thought, okay, well, let's just shoot a sequel to last week's web diary, and so we're now going to follow that roll of film. It's B432, and we're going to follow its journey from the time it leaves the camera all the way through the system, so you can see what happens to that roll of film.
The journey of the life of roll B432 starts on set during the shoot. This roll, incidentally, is a scene between Colin Hanks and John Sumner at Skull Island Cove.
Thank you, and action. And camera reload. Good.
Once PDL's cut, the magazine containing our roll B432 is then taken off the camera and put into a case by the camera assistant, and is then taken to the camera truck.
It comes back to the darkroom where I download it and scan it and send it off with a runner to the lab where it gets processed.
Hey mate, how far away are we?
I've just brought in these exposed rolls of film, so the processors would grab the net, load it in total darkness and run it through the machine. While that's happening, we're preparing for it throughout the rest of the lab. Once that's finished in here, the negative is cleaned, then it is printed, so then you have the negative and you have an unexposed print, and then the negative is transferred in telecine. The print is processed and then screened by Lynn and I in the lab theatre.
I look at the colour in here, in the theatre, and then go around to telecine and just check, make sure that everything is looking pretty much the same.
This goes onto the telecine itself, and this is what converts the optical film into a video signal. The spirit's called, it's called the spirit telecine. It's scanning at 2,000 lines all the time, and can actually feed out to high definition and to standard definition tapes and to the Avid hard drive all at the same time, so we don't have to record anything afterwards.
The Avid is what digitises the material for editorial, and then that's all dispatched on a small firewire drive.
Comes back to us on a firewire drive, and we have these rather nice little James Bond cigarette cases, which is a 40 gigabyte firewire drive, so the media comes back to us on that. And that media, which is a copy of the film, is really what we deal with mostly. So this media is picture only. We get sound as a media file from another source, we put the two together, we break all of those, every shot in the film down, we add lots of information, we send that on to the editors.
We normally get the footage the next day after it's been shot. It takes sort of a day for it to go through the whole process of being developed, put onto videotape, ingested into the Avid, logged, broken up, sunk with the sound that was recorded separately, and then finally, about a day later, we get it in our system and can go through it and edit the footage.
So when it comes time to view the film that we shot, it gets called rushes or dailies. I think that's a British-American thing. I think Americans call them dailies and the Brits or New Zealanders call them rushes, but they are usually viewed in the cinema, although what I've taken to doing now is to watch them on DVD. Usually there's so much footage that rather than sit in the cinema for a couple of hours at the end of each day, Andrew Lesney, our DP, and a few other people watch just one take from each shot to make sure they're happy with the lighting, which is obviously where Andrew's interest is. For me, I ultimately want to watch all the takes because that's where the performance comes from, and the easiest way for me to do that is to have the dailies on a DVD. And then I can watch them at my leisure, like I'm here on set at the moment, and I can just pop the DVD in, which is our dailies, and I can just have a look at it at my leisure as I'm sitting here working during the day. I can check up on what we did yesterday or the day before and make sure that I'm happy with everything. I also get a copy of these to take home with me. It's a good way to look at the dailies because I can just jump from take to take. I can, find my way around. There's menus and can just pull up a particular bit. If there's something I want to look at, if I want to just double check that we've got a moment, then it's a great way to access and find things. So thank heavens for DVDs.